Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is a digital asset space. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. Holy moly, I'm so excited for you. Why? Because you're an early adopter, my friends, in a new asset class that is a digital asset space. Old money doesn't want you to win. The SEC versus Ripple case is a clear example, undisputable. Is it indisputable? Old money doesn't want you to win. If there is an ecosystem around XRP and the XRP ledger that allows you and I, the average Joe and Jane, to win, it is with XRP and the XRP ledger. Open source, decentralized DEX, decentralized platform that you and I, peer-to-peer, can communicate, participate. NFTs, they're going to do NFTs, they're going to be doing DeFi, the whole 9 yards. And it is clear that old money got a hold of the likes of the SEC and Joseph Lubin and tried to take it from us, try to choose their favorite and take it from us. But we are going to fight to the very end. What's going on, bro? Bouter in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So let us not forget that. Interesting stuff. I did a video late last night because I had to do it about this, the recent news on the summary judgment schedule and the whole 9 yards, and looking like 2023, absent a settlement, is when we'll get some type of summary judgment. I personally believe, and so does Bill, the attorney, but I personally believe that they're going to do a settlement before that. I really do. I do not believe that the SEC wants anything public about the William Hennon emails, and that's coming. That is coming for sure. We're going to hear from Brad Garlinghouse. We're going to hear from Stuart Alderati. We're going to hear from Jeremy Hogan. We're going to hear from Fred, all the attorneys, and Brad Garlinghouse, so that we can get some clarity about what is going on, what is truly going on. Because I think it's important to understand something, and we can never lose sight of it, that old money does not want you to win. That's what the accredited investor rule is about. That is about you not winning. That's what it's about. It ain't about trying to protect you. If it was about protecting you, 95% plus of the money that the SEC gets from these cases would go to you. But it doesn't go to you or I. They keep it. They keep it. It is not about you and I. If it was about you and I, they would make us whole to the penny. They would get their funding from someone else, like the United States government. Why do they have to keep our stuff? It's not about you and I, and it never has been. So, and understand this, and I just, I have a guy in my comments, he doesn't get it. He does not get it. Traditional financial products were not meant for you and I to win, period. A Roth IRA, whatever, this was self-directed. None of those were about you and I winning. None of them. It may help us some, but it's about them winning. Those are their products. The 401ks, the TSPs, I challenge you to research it. I challenge you to read The Pirates of Manhattan, both 1 and 2. Those products weren't designed for you and I. For us to win? No. It's their products. Crypto and decentralized finance are our products that they are trying to capture. They ushered Gary Gensler to the front of the room so that they could try to steal this space from us and only allow us access to crypto through them. That's the bottom line. Tika Tiwari, a lot of people like a lot of people don't like Tika, and that's cool, but he tells you the real deal. He was one of them. Not some dude commenting on my videos. He was one of them. Lehman's young hedge fund. This dude was a superstar in that space. He said, when you go out and buy their traditional products, like going to the stock market, they are laughing at you. They are laughing at you. That's what he said. Now, if you're smart and you can leverage their products, like, for example, James Rules did, turned that dirty, nasty fiat, spent years with his time, energy, and resources and TSP, 401ks, and transitioned into crypto. Now he leveraged them. He took the lever to them, right? But this whole idea talking about saving on taxes, that's what they want you to think. The taxes is the issue. The issue is owning your own financial product, owning your own money, and having the ability to choose thereof. That is the win. It is not, my friends, saving taxes. If it was, the IRS and the tax people would not give you an option on how to save on those taxes if it was about taxes. If it was about taxes, why would they give you write-offs? Why would they allow you to not pay the very tax that they're trying to enforce upon you? You ever think about that? I encourage you to read Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash. That's what crypto and decentralized finance allows us to do. And they, old money, knows it. So they're spending their money. They got their PACs and specialists lobbying Congress. They usher Gary Gensler to the front of the room. In the biggest case in the history of crypto. Why? Because Ripple and its technology will disintermediate the top 8 to 10 banks. It'll break it up. 90% of the banks don't want to deal with correspondent banking in the SWIFT system. The 8 to 10 top banks monopolize and charge the other banks to participate. Like, you got to get the real deal. You got to get the real deal. You got to stand up against the notion of accredited investor and not be hoodwinked into thinking that they're trying to look out for you. They are not. Not the SEC, not the FTC, not any of those alphabets. They're not you. We have to look out for ourselves. We have to look out for ourselves. We have to be able to secure our own money and not be dependent upon their system. That's the bottom line, guys. Guys, do me a favor, like XRP Joe's, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying the hangout. Spanish Cobra's in the building. It's great to see you, my friend. XRP Joe is here. What's good, my dude? Danny Lowe, what's up, bro? Rodwell Nebrega's here. What's good, bro? Hey, my bro, they're trying to make us get fed up and give up. 100%. 100%. That is the bigger picture. That's the bigger picture. I'm going to go over some stuff. It's really, really fast. I apologize in advance. It's going to be a lot of reading, but it's important to get the bigger, truly get the bigger picture, guys. Truly get the bigger picture. Empower Oversight is telling us the real deal. What's good, bro? Yeah, it's been a minute for sure. Good to see you, man. Like the real deal. I mean, look at what they're trying to do with Empower Oversight. I mean, think about this. SEC seeks delay in crypto conflicts case to allow former officials law firm, William Henman's law firm, to object. Empire Oversight seeks discovery, documents, and a timely briefing schedule. In a new joint status report, the SEC argued that Empower Oversight's FOIA lawsuit should be delayed while the SEC waits for approval from Simpson Thacher to release documents at issue in the litigation. The SEC is trying to duck accountability and delay judicial review of its failure to comply with FOIA by hiding behind the confidentiality interest of the law firm with whom its own ethics officials said its employee had a conflict. This is what we're talking about. Jimmy James put this out. I know I shared this yesterday, but I want to share it again because it's the talk in the street, isn't it? Parties filed joint scheduling letter proposing opening briefs for summary judgment and expert challenges in August and closing briefs a few days before freaking Christmas. Stuart Audi had something to say, General Counsel for Ripple. To all that have been following the case thus far, thank you. Know that Ripple is pushing hard and the court is working hard to resolve the case as soon as possible, despite the SEC time and time again doing everything they can to delay. And now it looks like a resolution will come in 2023, and each day that passes is hurting United States citizens who were essentially the victims of a rug pull by the SEC, also known as old money. And I'm going to share with you a way for you to deal with this. And it's political, and it has always been political. The SEC versus Ripple case has always been a political thing. And it's just time for us to do our best to wake up the rest of the nation. The rest of the nation. If you truly want to hold Gary Gensler accountable, you will put your money where your vote is. if you truly want to hold them accountable. And I'm going to show you how to do that. 15 billion in XRP market cap was destroyed the day the suit was filed, hurting the very people the SEC purports to protect. In December 2020, as Clayton and Hemming packed their bags, the SEC didn't seek a court injunction to stop XRP trading in the US when they filed the suit because they knew they couldn't get one. Effectively, the case has done so anyway. Prime example of regulation by enforcement. Chair Gensler preaches justice delayed is justice denied. When firms defend themselves from SEC bullying investigation. And this is what I'll have to say to my friend in the comments who alleged that Celsius Network was old money because of them having US accredited and non-accredited situations. Think about that. Celsius, the platform that allowed each and every one of us to participate and earn 7, 8, 9, 10% on our fiat money, is likened to old money. Like, think about that. I'm wondering if my friend just wants to argue. It's just not really thinking. The difference between Celsius Network and Ripple the company is said right here in this statement by Stuart Alderati. When firms defend themselves from SEC bullying investigations. That's the bottom line. You either choose to defend yourself or you lay down and you accept what the SEC says. It's the bottom line. And if you choose to accept it and continue to run a successful business, good for you. You have to make your own decisions, right? We personally have dealt with that with the STC. And we chose to take the fight to them as opposed to laying down and being shut down out of business. Got to make your own choices. Just like Ripple made their own choice not to lay down, but to fight against the bullying. In fact, in our wording in a lawsuit, we use the word bullying. Totally different three-letter organization, but the same tactics, trying to make up their own laws. That's the real deal. 3 different letters, but the same tactics, same United States government, another United States government agency. Our partners in crime decided to lay down and were run out of business. Shut down. Luckily, thankfully, Celsius was in a position to continue to move on. But they did not do what Ripple has chosen to do. That's the difference. Quite the contrast from the SEC using every tactic at their disposal to keep this cloud of uncertainty over the market. Justice delayed indeed. Justice delayed indeed. That, my friends, is just the bottom line to the whole nonsense. Justice delayed indeed, which means justice delayed is justice denied indeed. And who would do that? Who would do that? someone who was ushered to the front of the room. And even before that, someone who willfully decided that we are going to hop in bed and we're going to say, this is the one. This is the one. We're going to give you the free pass. JP Morgan, Joseph Lubin, they believed that they were going to win the payment space. And William Hemming and Jay Clayton agreed with them for the pay. It is the corruption is just undeniable. It's undeniable. The Biden executive order estimated that 40 million Americans own crypto today. No thanks to the SEC, who insists on saying that all or most tokens are securities, and that the United States exchanges are running unlawful security exchanges. If you ask which ones, again, no comment, no disclosure. Please don't argue with me about this whole Gary Gensler, Jay Clayton thing. Remember, the chairs are privately selected. The chairpersons are privately selected. You and I don't get to have a say on who becomes the chairman of the SEC. You're privately selected. And when the likes of Ripple got out, do you not understand how threatened JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Citi were? Hold up, you're gonna disrupt our golden goose? You're gonna disrupt that model? You don't think they planned this years and years in advance to get Gary Gensler there? They ushered him in front of the room. That's what they did to try to stop this thing, to at least give them some time to catch up. Gensler refuses to offer any specifics whatsoever, and the SEC hasn't sought to shut down in exchange. Think about this. This is a powerful statement. And the SEC hasn't sought to shut down in exchange because they know they don't have any real jurisdiction over this $2 trillion industry. They know it. In the meantime, though, they will leverage every tactic to create market confusion. Already, we're seeing a massive transfer of crypto talent, tech, and wealth moving offshore to jurisdictions with rational regulatory frameworks. Entrepreneurs are being advised to not start their project in the United States. How long can this be allowed to continue? And to those asking if this is a joint filing, yes, it is. But based on the SEC's track record, if we didn't agree to this, the next iteration would have very likely been longer, which is unfreaking believable. Brad Garlinghouse chimed in. Over the past couple of years, I found myself becoming far more familiar with the SEC than I have ever thought possible, which is why it's beyond ironic that one of their goals is to provide disclosure. Guess they don't need to abide by their own rules. They want all these companies and stuff to provide disclosure, but they don't want to. Is Ethereum a security or not? I want to know. I'm a retail investor. They will not say. The exchanges that you say that are probably isn't securities. Can you tell me which exchange it is? I don't want to participate in that. They will not say which exchanges. The SEC seems perfectly content to let the US fall further behind, all in the name of protecting their own jurisdiction at the expense of United States citizens. Politics over policy is good for no one. We need a clear regulatory framework now. This guy, Fred Rispoli, was a guy who was going to represent someone to sue. I think it was Hendon and Clayton, and apparently has taken that suit down and is going to kind of join forces with John Deaton. This is what he had to say. So thank God he is, and that whole thing was not a sham like people were alleging that it could possibly be. It was a real deal, but now they're going to be working with John. So take a listen to this guy who comes to find out this dude was a big time attorney. Not a sham. Here are my thoughts on the briefing schedule, TLDR. If you haven't figured it out by now, the SEC, let me make sure my friend in the comments understands this. If you haven't figured it out by now, the SEC versus Ripple case is 100% meant to kneecap Ripple to protect old money like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. So if that's the case, why would you be buying their products? I don't get it. Why would, or even worse, why would you promote their products and not promote our products? Why would you let someone in the crypto space know about their products and not let them know about our products? Like, I don't get that. If you haven't figured it out by now, the SEC versus Ripple case is 100% meant to kneecap Ripple to protect old money like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and the chosen new money, Ethereum and Circle. First, John Deaton is spot on that this agreed to schedule was because Ripple proposed May. SEC probably wanted February, and they agreed to August. So there wasn't a disputed issue where judge chooses October for opening briefs. I knew the SEC would do this and said it previously, says Fred. Second, based on Judge Torres' rules and the insane amount of lawyer time that will go into the motions, the opposition due date was always going to be much longer than in usual cases. Again, the SEC probably threatened more delay, and the parties split the baby on timing. Third, remember the dynamics of litigation. I would guess Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Lawson's legal team are billing $2 million monthly, maybe even more. I was in big loss, says Fred Rispoli, at the beginning of my career. If our firm did too good a job and won too early, we lost millions in fees. This perverted incentive scale is one of the many reasons I left big law. On the flip side, unlike any other type of plaintiff, the SEC has no downside to delaying and ultimately losing, says Fred Rispoli. If the SEC were a company, it would be spending $2 million a month on legal fees as well, but it isn't. And the only thing I disagree with here is losing. And it's not really the SEC losing, it's hashtag Gary Gensler, it's not your friend losing. He's not trying to take an L, I believe. If the SEC were a company, it would be spending $2 million a month on legal fees as well, but it's not. Its only cost is the salary attorney's time. But it could definitely have its power reduced with a loss, without question. But remember again, how John Deaton said the SEC is 100% transactional. If the SEC loses, it still goes after other cryptos and say Ripple case has nothing to do with current suit. If the SEC wins, it will tell every judge that the current case against new crypto is exactly like Ripple, and the SEC wins. Fourth, unlike most civil litigation, the case is political. I don't know all the players, but someone or some people on high are making sure the SEC understands it must keep this case going. Hashtag Gary Gensler from Goldman's is not your friend, and he is not here to protect U.S. investors. He is here to try to turn over this crypto space to his buds at Goldman's and JP Morgan. Never ever forget, like Tika Tawari said, they are laughing at you. You take your little 2Xs and your little 3Xs and your little 4Xs with their traditional financial products. Meanwhile, they're taking 20, 30, and 40 X's. And then comes this crypto thing that allows you and I to now take the 20X and the 30X and the 40X and the 1000X. And they're not happy because we have moved from their liquidity pool into our own. This is why, for the life of me, I don't get how these crypto content creators don't understand that. And they keep promoting their products over here. I don't get it. And not, this is the part that I don't get, not promoting our thing. Our thing. These crypto, this decentralized space where we can operate amongst ourselves on a level playing field, peer to peer. It's baffling to me. Like, it really is. And I'm gonna say it again, like Tika Tawari said, when you participate in their traditional financial products, like the stock market he was using as an example, they are laughing at you. So sure, the SEC understands it and must keep this case going, and be prepared if neither Ripple nor SEC win a summary judgment, then it's trial time. And with COVID delays in the court, I don't think a trial would be late until 2023 or 2024. I should have said that word. I don't think a trial will be late until 2023, until late 2023 or 2024. And if a trial wins, and if Ripple wins that trial, or even so on SJ, do we really expect summary judgment? And do we really expect SEC won't appeal to the Second Circuit and even to the Supreme Court if it loses before the Second Circuit? We're talking 2025 if we get to the Supreme Court. Hopefully now more people see why I felt so compelled to act when those Hinman emails were dropped. By Empower US on April 8th, a settlement can happen at any time. But I only put that at a 15% probability. I believe the SEC wants to see how it fares on summary judgment, as, again, it suffers no consequences for losing other than loss of power, which is happening from the executive order no matter what. That's a powerful, 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 powerful statement. We're going to lose the power anyway. So this is from one attorney, one big-time attorney, right? I'm going to tell you another big-time attorney's view that is different. But let's listen here a little bit to Jeremy Hogan, another big-time attorney. This schedule is the exact worst-case scenario that attorney Phelan posted the other day. The Ripple case is going into 2023. I've never seen a plaintiff want to delay a case that is this much. Only defendants normally delay. Why bring a case and then postpone the justice you seek? In contrast, and this is the thing that I'm trying to get my friend in the comments to get. In contrast, look at the SEC versus library. Tell me how library, threatens Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Chase, and Citi. Tell me how they threaten the old established money corresponding banking system. They don't threaten it at all. In contrast, look at the SEC versus Library case schedule. The lawsuit was filed 3 months after Ripple. 3 months after the Ripple lawsuit, and will finish at least 6 months sooner. Why? Because old money don't care about that suit. They're not a staff. They're not being threatened by Library. He says everything about the Ripple case is strangely backwards. Who do you think the credit investor thing came from? United States government? Oh man. You think that came from the alphabet soup people? Do you really think they were trying to look out for you and I? Like, really? You can't make your own decisions about what you want to invest in and be adult enough to take the loss. You can't learn a lesson from being scammed and move on and not being scammed again. You can't do that as an adult. You need the 3-letter alphabet soup gang to do it for you? Come on. Many people are questioning why Ripple agreed to this schedule. My gut feeling, says Jimmy James K. Fallon, is that there was a trade-off, a longer briefing schedule, but the elimination of the pre-motion Rule 56 practice. If Ripple didn't agree, there would be more scheduling disputes that, in my estimation, would have taken up even more time. And Ripple would have lost that battle if the past is any guide. Then the motion schedule would have gone well into 2023. In my opinion, this was a very smart move by Ripple in locking in this schedule. Jimmy James, thank you, bro. We appreciate you. This is the SEC protecting. Ray says, I was 64 years old when I bought XRP. I'll be 70 in December. I'm not selling. The SEC is hurting the very people they claim to be protecting. Bill, another attorney, said something that I think we should think about for a second. I thought it was very, very appropriate. There is a good deal of comment over the last day that the scheduling parties agreed, which will push the matter into 2023 and means there will not be a settlement. Again, it's another attorney and his views. In terms of settlement dynamics, I do not see why that is so. Nothing that has happened in the last week invalidates the view I expressed a week ago, that this is a good time for settlement discussions, especially for the SEC. Since the SEC has put in place a process that will push back the disclosure of the 68 Hinman emails and drafts for months. Now, that was not my understanding, but Bill is saying that this new scheduling thing is going to push back the disclosure of the 68 Hinman emails and drafts for months, and pressured Ripple into unhappily agreeing to scheduling that pushes the summary judgment process into 2023. The SEC has bought time and can settle without being under serious time pressure to do a deal. It has played the delay card. Ripple continues to suffer commercially from delays. Ripple cannot end this matter this year absent a settlement. Its hands will be weakened if ultimately it does not obtain the 68 emails and drafts and it may not know for sure, despite the speculation of many, what is in those documents. On the other hand, time and delay is not a great weapon for a plaintiff. It points to a lack of confidence by the SEC in its prospects. The SEC may face time pressure too, but from outside the case. The executive order was not big on the SEC's role in crypto, just like Fred Rispoli said as well. Right, the writing's on the wall and the SEC knows it. That's why they reached out to the CFTC. Not long ago, it was revealed that the SEC is dealing with the CFTC, which shows the SEC cannot grab all of crypto space and reflects there is a political struggle over what's a commodity and what is a security and where the SEC's reach ends. Big time political struggle over that, right? You got Elizabeth Warren on one end, holy moly. You got the awesome Tom Emmer on the other end. Love that dude. The last thing Gensler needs is to lose the case, and the risk to the SEC of the precedential impact of an adverse judgment on Ripple's fair notice defense has not disappeared just because the SEC has tactically and successfully played the delay card and bought time. For these reasons, and I agree with them, I consider now is a good time for the SEC to engage in serious settlement negotiations. I am not guessing when a settlement may be reached, but the view that the matter will not settle before summary judgments are decided is respectfully not one I share. And I agree. I just don't think that Chair Gensler, he's going to do his part and do these delays. But he has his own personal aspirations as well. Can't just forget that. And likely their agreement was, if you'll scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I mean, he's just not in here just to do the work of them. He has his, of old money. He has his own aspirations as well. A settlement is a win for Chair Gensler. A loss, a summary judgment or a trial, is a big time loss for Chair Gensler. It's kind of how I see it. Let me get to the chat before I read my guy's last thing. This is good stuff. A lot to unpack there, guys. A lot to unpack. Let me see what's going on in the comments. Like SLP Joe says, if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button and please subscribe to the channel for content notifications. Ring that bell for instant live stream updates. Danny Lowe says, I'm starting to think the whole government is corrupt. Yes. Mr. Bow says, Danny Love, welcome to the club. We will be sending you your membership card and badge in the mail. Like, welcome to the club of people who believe that the government is corrupt, Danny Love. Rodwell says, you're doing good work, keeping us motivated and patient to hanging in there. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yes, he was at the CFT before. CJ Nowhere says Gensler was at the FTC before. Well, he's not appointed yet, Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe says, Crypto Cities, what's your opinion on a Ripple member being appointed to the Fed? Yeah, he's not appointed. I did a couple of videos on that, bro. It's like he's nominated. Right? He still got to get the blessings of the powers that be. What do you think about old money wanting our former Ripple advisor at the Fed? Do you think they're going to let that happen? Danny Lowe, if you think they're going to let that happen, I think that's a better question to ask. Because the dude still has to get the blessing from Congress. Rodwell says Ethereum gas fees are too high indeed. Strength Gains, what's good, bro? He says, Strength Gain says, agreed. Siege, you're a man of wisdom indeed. Thank you, my God. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate that. It's not me. It's that dude who lives inside me. Max P, do you think XRP holders will ever see the light at the end of this tunnel? Yeah, I do, Max P. But it is going to be, as we like to say, a minute. It is going to be a while. Guac girls in the building. What's good, miss? They don't want us to win. That's right. Old money does not want us to win. And I'm going to keep saying it until I turn off this camera, mic, and microphone. I don't get promoting their traditional financial products and not promoting our products. Because if you think your 401ks is yours, you're mistaken. You're mistaken. If you think your IRA, whether it be a Roth or not, or self-directed is yours, you're mistaken. It is not. Read the fine lines. Read the fine print. It is not yours. It is theirs. Read the fine print. What is yours is your crypto. What is yours is your private keys. What is yours is your ability to choose your own money. That's yours, your choice. They're trying to take that away from you. Let's see here. What else we got going on? See, you have to play long ball. 100%, bro. Guac Girl says, I am not leaving. There you go. XRP Lava says, haven't heard anything lately on or about the escrow monies. Any thoughts? Or is this not relevant at this particular time? Hi, Seeds. Hey, XRP Lava. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's relevant at this time. I haven't heard anything about it, but I just say, I just understand this very, very truth. Ripple, when it decided, came to the fork in the road, with their technology and the massive people behind it. They could have chosen smart contracts and gone into that space and just tortured Ethereum, or they could have went into payments. It came to a fork in the road, and they decided to go into payments. And once the powers that be got word of the technology and how it's going to disrupt the correspondent banking model, they went to war. Ethereum went the smart contracts route, and the powers that be said, we're going to use Ethereum to try to compete in the payment space. It's Ripple. Just remember, Ripple, the company, the XRP asset, digital asset XRP, and the XRP ledger and decentralized DEX were around before Ethereum. Like a lot of people think just because Ethereum is number 2, it was here first. No. The competition was here first. The competition to old money, Bitcoin and its monetary policy, and XRP and the XRP ledger with a company behind it going in the payment space. The competition is Ripple to old money. The monetary policy behind Bitcoin is the competition to the WEF and the IMF and those boys. Our ability to choose our own money. Charles Schwab and his boys. Danny Law says, in my opinion, excuse me, in my honest opinion, the SEC is probably dragging their feet until they get the green light from the Fed. When the Fed is ready, the escrow will be moved to the Fed. Interesting. And the price set will be implemented. That's an interesting thought, bro. We'll see how it turns out. If our Fed controls Ripple, they or the XRP protecting the US dollar in place in ESDR with the IMF. What's going on, Alex? I hope you're well, bro. It's good to see you, man. Do you think we're going into a bear market? No, Max P, I do not think we're going into a bear market personally. I do not. Let me stop the share. So that's the word on the street, guys. That is the word on the street. And so you heard it from a bunch of attorneys. I am kind of more in agreement with both Fred and Bill. This was 1,000% about trying to attack the company that has threatened the established old money. Now, let's see, someone, who was it? So Digital Asset Investor did something. But again, I'm trying to think where did I say that? If you want to really do something about it, and I think this is massive point, if you really want to hold Chair Gensler, hashtag the dude who is not your friend. Where is that? Oh man. When you change the House from Democrat to, again, that's not a political channel. When you change that from Democrats to Republican, the House Financial, whatever that committee is, Tom Emmer, the guy who is looking out for crypto and having a level playing field, will essentially be Chair Gensler's boss, if you will, theoretically. And Gensler will have to continue to answer to him for the nonsense. If you leave it Democratic and the likes of Warren, Chair Gensler is not going to be held accountable. You have to make your own decisions. You have to make your own decisions. If your ability to choose your own money is important enough for you to get out and make a change with your vote, you have to. You have to kind of make your own decisions. I wish I saved that tweet. Somebody put that out. Oh, it was Darren Moore. Yeah, let me see if I can find that. It was Darren Moore who put that out. Let's see. How is he on Twitter? I don't know how he is. Is it XRP Darren Moore? What's Darren Moore Twitter? I should feel like I should know that. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah. He put that. I'm gonna get that for you, then I'm gonna share it. Good guy, smart guy. There it is right there. It's just some food for thought. Just some food for thought. Let me go here. Let me share. This is what he said here. And I agree with him. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. What happened? If the Dems lose the midterm election, Tom Emmer will be Gary Gensler's boss. Remember to let Representative Tom Emmer know how you feel about Gensler and the SEC. There it is, boys and girls. That is the word on the street. That's your opportunity to stand up for yourselves and not just sit back and let things happen to us. There's your opportunity to do that. All right, guys, look, I'm going to end this video like I do all my videos. Remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for their dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in. Will we allow our money to work for us? This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.